I'm about ready to do another adventure with Brompton and Amtrak trains. Last year, when I went back to my class reunion in Nebraska, from Pennsylvania to Nebraska on a Amtrak train, coming back, major kind of disaster. We were late out of Nebraska to Chicago by over 12 hours, so I missed the next connection to bring me back to Pittsburgh. And Amtrak bussed us 45 minutes over into Indiana from Chicago, put us up all night. I'd had a major medical emergency back in Nebraska and made it very, very difficult riding on the train because of the delay and missing all those connections. Sent me a $200 voucher. Then early this spring, they put on their rail pass for sale. It's usually about $499. They put it on sale for $250. So I used that voucher and $50 to get a rail pass. That rail pass allows you 10 sections on Amtrak, and once you need to use it within a year, and once you start it, you've got a month then to do the trip. So what I decided to do was take 2 little trips, and I'm going to do that using the rail pass. My first trip is from Tyrone, Pennsylvania, down to Washington, D.C. So the train really on the voucher, I'm taking from Tyrone to Philadelphia, then Philadelphia to Baltimore. Then I'm staying overnight with my son. I'm paying for a train ride then down to Washington, D.C. to see the cherry blossoms. And I had a classmate of mine who died in Vietnam, was killed in Vietnam. I want to do a rubbing on the wall, and then I'm paid for another train ride from Washington, D.C. back to Baltimore, stay the night again with my son in Baltimore, son and his family, and then back on that pass ride from Baltimore back to Tyrone and bike home. Then the second part of the journey is I'm going to go out of Altoona, Pennsylvania, because you can't do round trips out of the same place over and over again. So I'm going from Altoona, Pennsylvania, out to Hastings, Nebraska, and staying in my little hometown of Superior, Nebraska, visiting some classmates and getting some of my bucket list items done that I wasn't able to do on that class reunion because of the medical problems that I had. I'm 78 years old and looking forward to this adventure. So what I wanted to do today is explain how I'm going to go using a bicycle in all these places. And I have a nice Brompton bicycle here, and then some bags from Vincita. And I love these Vincita bags. I'll show them to you and put them on the bike. But first, here's my bicycle, my Brompton. And it's in an IKEA Dimpa bag. And this Dimpa bag is just about the perfect size for, maximum actually, for going on as carry-on baggage on the Amtrak train. So it's easy to carry. You know, I just lift it up here, stick it on my shoulder, put an arm over here to hold it, and it's certainly less than 50 pounds, a lot less. Easy to carry, just like this. And it meets those requirements, as I said, for a carry-on bag on Amtrak. So let me get it out of here. This Dimpa bag, I think, cost me about $4. So let me get my Brompton out. It's not a very sturdy bag at all, but it'll do for what we're doing. And here's my Brompton. Lifted. Let me see. I've got a bottle here someplace. Because this puts a little width on my bag, I just take my water bottle, which I use a Nalgene water bottle here. It's 48 ounces. Carries 2.5 times what my regular bicycle water bottle carries. And so I like it very much. So get my Brompton out of here, and let's just fix the bag out of the way if we can. There we go. And this is, turn this around, this is my Brompton. Very nice little bicycle. And I got it because I can get this on any train, anytime. And my regular bike that I use to tour and on Amtrak, sometimes you can get them on, sometimes the spaces are full and everything. So let me unfold this bike first. So we're just gonna shove down on the handlebar and bring it up. And right at this stage, turn this on. This is my water bottle holder. Again, it's from Vincita. It's just called a stem bag. And I'm gonna put this bottle in. Again, very large, a lot of water here, or whatever liquid. There are plenty of videos on YouTube where you can look at the quality of these bags and what they're like. This is insulated on the inside, but I just think Vincita makes a wonderful bag. So stitching is great, materials are great, and look at that, 48 ounces, cinches right up, fits in there beautifully. Let me bring my seat up. There we go, bring her all the way up. And I got a light that I put around the post here. And now let's just go ahead and unfold this bicycle. There we go. Takes almost no time at all on a Brompton to fold or unfold it. I'm not very good at this, so bear with me. There we are. Now, what I'm going to do right now, well, I keep a bag on that, just make sure that the pedal's nice and doesn't scratch anything on my frame. I have another Vincita bag right here that's called a boomerang bag. In there I keep an air tag and a CO2 cartridge to inflate the tires, things like that. Little bitty things in here. But so I've got 1, 2, 3. I'll call this another Vincita bag back here. 4, 5 bags, 5 Vincita bags on this bike. So right now, what I want to do, I'm going to go ahead and let this back end come back in here again, just so the bike will sit here nice for a minute. And on my first trip to Baltimore, this is the only other bag I'm going to take. This is a Voyage Atlas bag. And again, basically what I have in here for this trip are just simply snacks and clothes, you know, toiletries, things like that. Again, you can find tons of videos online that show you the inside of this bag, what it looks like. Now, when I'm riding the bag, I usually use these straps down here and roll up this Dimpa bag and just put it underneath. I'm not going to do that now, but I'm just going to set this bag down on the carrier cartridge or carrier block right here. And one thing I will note, that I have these straight handlebars, and so you do not have much tolerance on the top of this bag. It really needs to be, you know, this bag has the ability to expand all the way up here, but of course you couldn't do that because you couldn't turn your handlebars. So I have to keep it down, and it holds a lot, but I can't use its expanded capability. So anyway, there's the Vincita bag on. This is the way I'll go to Baltimore, or on the Baltimore trip. That's all I'm going to be taking. Okay. Now, when I go to Nebraska on the second trip, I'm going to need more space, more luggage, more clothes, and so I'm going to use this. This is, I did one bad thing here. Well, I'm going to show that to you right now. I have an advanced roller rack on here, and I put on the larger wheels. One of the problems that I have is, you can see right now, if I don't lock right away, this wheel comes up and grabs. I can't move this locking, the seat post locking thing. So I'm going to have to undo this again, and then it doesn't even matter at what level I lock it. Lock off my seat. Now I can put my seat back, and now I can get to this. Okay, so here's my bike. Oh, just about right height on the saddle for me to ride. And I'm going to put the R&B bag on. Again, this one I'm only going to take when I go back to Nebraska. I put a little attachment here for my Garmin radar detection light. And then this is also, again, Vincita, just a reflector, lets me be seen when I'm on the highway. And this bag just simply sets down here on the rail, okay, and then snaps down, and there we go. And then there's another strap that goes around my seat post. I'm not going to do that right now, but you just strap it up, and there we are. So this is the bike, the way it'll go the whole way to Nebraska. This R&B bag, it stands for rack and backpack, and it has, again, you can see other videos where they detail this. It's a wonderful little bike, rack. It will convert, it's got backpack straps on it, so getting on the train, going to Nebraska, this will go on my back. The bicycle will go in that Dimpa bag and be on my shoulders. And I will just carry in the other hand this Vincita Atlas bag here. So I'll have my 3 bags that are allowed in coach, and I have to do coach because for that rail trail or for the rail pass on Amtrak, you cannot be in a roomette or anything. You have to do coach. So 1, this in the Dimpa bag, so 2, 3, and I'll have my 3 carry-on bags. They all work. As I said before, the bicycle in the Dimpa bag is about max, at least size-wise, a little bit under, but almost maximum size-wise of what you can carry on Amtrak. Anyway, this is my kit, and I'm really looking forward to this trip back to Nebraska. So hopefully on Amtrak, and as I do these 2 trips, I'll be able to detail what the entire thing was like. Hopefully we'll have a great time. And now you can see this Atlas bag is just fine with the handlebars, as long as I don't try to use the expansion part of it. So works very, very well. And just like when I'm on my road bike, I'd have 2.5 bottles of water. I only carry about 2 bottles on the road bike. Back on this other side of I put a little light up here on the handlebar, doesn't interfere with the folding at all. And over here is another Garmin mount. I think it's just a wonderful way to do some lovely traveling across the United States, seeing some things. The only upgrade that I've really made to the bicycle itself is I put on some different hand grips than what comes with the Brompton standard. But everything else on this Brompton, oh, and these little roller wheels, bigger roller wheels. This thing rolls nicely. When it's not in the bag, I can roll it right down the hallways in the train stations. I've got a 5-hour layover in Chicago going to Nebraska, so the bike will be out of the bag and I won't be carrying it on my shoulder. We'll just be rolling it around easily within the train station. When I'm in Chicago, I'm also going to try to ride this out to see the Bean and use some of that 5-hour layover I have bicycle riding around in Chicago. Anyway, I will hopefully, you'll see either attached to this or in additional videos of the rest of the trip using the Amtrak Rail Pass. Keep wanting to call it Rail Trail, but Rail Pass. Okay, thank you very much.